if you hear the music, you're welcome to stay. If not, shut the door on the way out, would you? Janelle and I would like a little privacy.
Your test results are in. If I don't operate now, there's a good chance you could stroke out.
Save your breath, Doc. There's not going to be an operation.
If I don't, you could die.
People are paying to see me at this benefit, not some look-alike. Why don't you tell the good doctor there's no substitute for the real thing? So the doc wants to operate on me before the pediatric AIDS benefit.
I stood in line 2 days to get these tickets. Eli has to be there.
If Eli doesn't have the surgery, he'll be dead before he ever steps foot on stage.
The doctor also wants to put a stand-in in.
I didn't pay $600 to have some guy lip-sync Eli's song.
Okay, first of all, my father would not be lip-syncing. And if he were, it would still be a better show than watching Mr. Love here have a stroke on stage. Or would watching him die be worth your $600?
You'll have to excuse Dr. Drake. Sometimes he can be very passionate about his patient's well-being.
Yeah, you should chill out, mate. You're going to be the one that has a stroke.
Elizabeth, welcome back. How's Jake?
He's fine.
What's wrong with Elizabeth?
All I know is Elizabeth is here to work. And maybe you want to do the same.
What's up with everybody today?
Elizabeth is definitely angry at someone. Just not sure it's me.
Stay.
Hey. Do me a favor, I need a second opinion.
Yeah, I need to talk to you first. It's about Eli Love.
Well, I saw the results. I mean, the guy needs a surgery as soon as possible, and I should be the attending.
It's not.
But if you want me to scrub in, I will.
That's not exactly what I'm going to talk about here.
Wait, if you're still pushing for me to impersonate this guy, forget it.
Dad, it's a fundraiser for pediatric AIDS research. How could you say no to that?
I'm a doctor. I have no business getting up on stage imitating a singer.
It's not like you're going to be alone. There's going to be a band, backup singers after a few rehearsals. Nobody's going to know the difference.
Right, until they turn the microphone on. You've heard me, Patrick. I can't sing. I couldn't carry a tune if it had handles.
You just have to get up on stage and fake it.
It's real easy for you to say.
Come on. You know how many people die to have a chance like this?
Yeah, well, not me.
Don't tell me you've never fantasized about being a rock star.
Why aren't you at work?
I stopped by to check on Cameron and Jake. It's just gonna be a while before I'm comfortable, letting them out of my sight for more than a few minutes.
I know, I've already been down there 3 times. Guess we're pretty paranoid.
With good reason.
What do you say? That's all that matters.
My Uncle Mac told me that the kidnapper was a woman that lost her own baby in a house fire.
Yeah, Marina Harper. She was a guest on Everyday Heroes.
He must have been so relieved when Jason found him when he did.
Yeah.
Actually, Sam's producer, Amelia Jaffe, found Jake. She was doing a follow-up on Miss Harper, and she heard a baby crying in the background.
Then why is Jason the one locked up in Pentonville?
Jason jumped bail.
And you turned him in.
Oh, and you obviously have a problem with that.
Well, Jason did save your child. And you repay him by arresting him? I thought I knew you better than that, Lucky.
Jason, we're still close.
It's not about being close to Jason. And throwing a man in jail after he saved your kidnapped child is just wrong. Not to mention unfair.
Jason could have passed that information along to the cops and let us do our job.
Right? You could have done the same thing, but instead you had to be the one to arrest him.
If I hadn't arrested Jason for jumping bail, somebody else would have.
Or you could have left it up to my Uncle Mac to decide whether or not he wanted to look the other way. Instead, you forced the issue, and now Jason is locked up in Pentonville until his trial. Remind me not to do you any favors.
You okay?
Yeah. Why?
Well, you just tore into Lucky in front of his wife and half the staff. Thought you only saved that for me.
Yeah, well, I made an exception. I'm sorry, but you don't throw someone in jail after they save your child. I mean, you say thank you and you look the other way.
What if the person in question is charged with murder?
Look, I'm not defending who Jason is or what he does for a living. But he put himself on the line to rescue a child, and he does not deserve to be locked up for that.
So it's a rescuing of the child that's got you on fire.
don't know. A long time ago, Michael Corinthos was kidnapped. I found out that Tony Jones was behind it, and I went to him to try and talk him into giving Michael back. But Tony was in a really bad place then, and there was just no reasoning with him. If Jason hadn't shown up when he did, I would have died of pneumonia.
So Jason saved you.
I still remember how it felt. I mean, I was too weak to even sit up. He put me in his arms and he carried me out. I don't know, maybe that's why I went off on Lucky, because say what you will about Jason, but he is a good person and he did an amazing thing.
It always surprises me the way you talk about Jason. I mean, Carly and Jackson's wedding, you guys didn't say 2 words to each other.
You know, we have different lives. It doesn't mean that I don't care about him or what happens to him. In a very platonic, non-sexual way, of course. So you can just stop getting jealous because you have absolutely nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Look, no offense, dude, but seeing my double walking around in a doctor's coat is like a violation of the natural order of things. Yeah, I know the feeling. I spent years hiding from reality in the bottom of a bottle. You're like a bad flashback. Really? Why'd you sign my release papers when we won't have to see each other ever again? Look. You need this operation. If I don't do this concert, there's gonna be a lot of little kids dying instead. All right, this concert will raise a lot of money for research. All right, look. If the only way for you to have this operation is for me to get up on stage and pretend to be you, I'll do it. Wait, what are you doing? Do you think I spent 2 decades building my reputation as a musician so an amateur could throw it away in one night? Forget it.
You know what? You're going to keep your butt in this bed.
Oh, check it out.
What's going on?
Mr. Love thinks he's leaving.
You're not going anywhere.
Just watch me. Get this thing out of my arm.
Listen, you are on blood thinners. If you take that out, your clock could get worse.
The medication is just a stopgap. You could have a fatal embolism at any time.
Really? Well, that'd be preferable to watching your old man get up on stage for me. Hey, you don't have to kill yourself to stop me from singing, okay? I was never crazy about the idea in the first place.
You happy now?
Hey, mate, this is no joke, all right? I gave my word to these people I'd play this concert.
If you love your fans as much as you claim you do, then you should be willing to make a few sacrifices. Have the surgery so you can be around to record another album.
Hey, nice try. It's not gonna work. I'm leaving. If you people want to stand around and watch me pull this thing out of my arm and get into my clothes, you're welcome to it. Knock yourself
But
out.
you can go right on ahead. It's not the first time I have seen it.
Give me the crash cart stat.
Oh, he's out.